Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. And last night when I was scrolling through one of my social media feeds, I came across this story that I really didn't have any idea about in relation to Wes Borland of Limp Bizkit fame. Now, why am I covering this? I'm covering this for a lot of different reasons. Number one, I want to highlight the abuse that takes place on children in Hollywood, that it extends into what you saw Manson be accused of. And by the way, Wes Borland really doesn't mince any words. We're going to read directly what he had to say. And it happened to be on a Twitch stream. This article's from like a month ago. Totally missed this. All right. And one of the reasons I kind of missed it is because we were so far ahead of this story. We had played clips of Evan Rachel Wood in the halls of government talking about some of the abuse that she had endured by who was alleged to be Brian Warner, a.k.a. Marilyn Manson. Now, there's that aspect to it. Now, I want to highlight also that Evan Rachel Wood is featured in a documentary film, okay, put on by Alex Winter. And Alex Winter, a lot of people will call him a lefty because he is. He's a proud lefty. I think he has a little bit of TDS. And yes, he is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's the guy. But he has some amazing documentaries. He actually did a very, very good documentary also on Ross Ulbricht, for instance. Okay? And he did, I think it's Deep Web. That's all the way back in 2013. He did a documentary on the Panama Papers. He is a very talented guy. And Evan Rachel Wood is featured in that Showbiz Kids documentary. And she's not the only one. You know, Mila Jovovich is in there because she's been an actress since she's a kid. She alluded to abuse. And this is systemic. Okay, you want to talk about systemic things. The grooming and abuse of children in Hollywood is systemic. Now, although Evan Rachel Wood does not accuse Marilyn Manson of abusing her as a child, she does contend that he groomed her into a situation when she was a young teenager, not 18, to when they did get together, horrific things happened to her. And that's the other aspect of this, okay? That's the other big aspect of this. I absolutely 100% love Limp Bizkit. Love it. I'm sure that's a big shock for anybody out there. My generation, and I loved Limp Bizkit when they had $3 Bill Y'all out. Especially after I had seen them perform on the Family Values tour. I mean, I saw them several times. I saw them at Woodstock 99. And my favorite part of it was Wes Borland. I even got a sweat towel from Wes Borland thrown out into the audience back, it might have even been called the Knickerbocker Arena still then. Times Union Center or Pepsi Arena maybe at that time. It changed so many times out in Albany. But seriously, one of my favorite acts. And I love the way Wes was always in wild costumes, the guitar player, the whole nine. I even dressed up like Borland for Halloween a couple times during my college years. Okay? So when we read what he said and where he said it and why he said it, I think it's important because I believe the guy. I didn't know that he had played with Manson, toured with him, I guess been the guitar player for about 2 years there. I'm trying to think who died in the band. It was Daisy Berkowitz. So, they'd kind of had different guitar players. Twiggy Ramirez is still around in the band. And before we read that, I do want to say this to everybody watching. Number one, thumbs it up. Of course, subscribe and share. We weren't here for 2 weeks. What I need everybody to do is go make the free Rockfin account. Okay? And if you want to support the program, that's how you do it. You share the links. You get people to make the free Rockfin account. And it's great if you have the premium one and you endorse me and you get everybody's stuff for $9.99 a month. You can't beat it. But I may not be here. I'm going to have to now pick and choose my stories on what I put here. And I'm hoping that I can still talk about, the violent, the things that Manson allegedly did to Evan Rachel Wood. Let's just make it clear. This isn't like, your normal BDSM stuff. This is dungeon abuse where she alleges he had a knife to her throat, said he was going to kill her, tell her where she was going to be buried. And there are other women that came forward as well. Okay? And, Manson, again, is a reflection just kind of the real darkness. Borland, he's kind of a goof. I remember he was in the band Big Dumb Face, did a lot of those different side projects. So let's do it. Let's read it because I think it's important. So on a recent podcast, Borland said every single thing that people have said about Manson is true. Borland was interviewed by a Twitch channel called Space Zebra. I don't know if you Twitchers out there know who that is. And he said he felt the need to speak out. Can I say something right now real quick? Marilyn Manson, I was in the band for 9 months. He's not a great guy. Every single thing that people have said about him is fucking true. So relax about the allegations toward the women. Like when people say bad things about these women that are coming after him right now, fuck off. They are speaking the truth. I'm sorry to everyone on this podcast right now who doesn't like this, but that guy, he's amazingly talented, but he is fucked up and he needs to be put in check and needs to get sober and needs to come to terms with his demons. He is a bad fucking guy. Okay? He then says, I was there when he was with Evan Rachel Wood. I was at his house. It's not fucking cool. That's all I'm going to say about it. If anyone coming after these girls and going like, you blah, 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 this and that, fuck you. That's all I'm going to say. Sorry to take it to a dark place, but that guy is canceled. Goodbye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. And I guess the transcription is from Metal Sucks. So he also recalled a time that Manson assaulted him and tried to choke me out on stage, and I flipped him over and knocked the breath out of him. He's not a great guy. Good guy. Goodbye. My apologies. He said, I was the biggest fan, and now I'm not. And apparently there's a video. I didn't watch it. But, he basically kind of alluded to something was going on when he'd been interviewed in 2016, but not in that respect. And once again, man, I just want to point out how some of even the adult relationships are in very dark places. And there's entertainment, and I'm, by the way, all for free speech. But when you got a guy like Manson that's always been a promoter of, pretty much as dark as it gets, right? Is it a surprise that this is the case? I would encourage people to go back and watch the video that I did probably now 10, 11 months ago. Or just find her testimony yourself. And yeah, I know she's an actress, and I was somewhat careful then. But I got to say that I'm a big Borland fan. I respect what he has to say. I think it's important that people not only check out Evan Rachel Wood in that, but Showbiz Kids. Okay? Because the documentary really isn't just about child abuse. In fact, that's almost in the backdrop. And yes, people like Todd Bridges are in it, but Cameron Boyce is in there too. And if you don't know who Cameron Boyce is this kid who was this Disney kid. He was in Grown Ups 1 and 2. He ended up, I think, dying last year. And my girls were very familiar with who he was. And it really did seem that Cameron Boyce also may have been a victim of this type of abuse. And when you put a kid in that kind of situation with sociopathic sexual predators and beyond, right? Well, it's not that healthy, is it? So guys, if you like this content, thumbs it up, subscribe, and share. But again, I'm going to say it. Rockfin it, rockfin it, rockfin it. We did like almost 100 new follows. Can we get, I need 1,000 by tomorrow night in that 24-hour period. We need 1,000 more followers over there. So go make the free account. Tomorrow we'll be live at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I know it's 3 a.m. Eastern time now, but I'm feeling wired, and we're going to go hard. And there's a lot of things that we just can't say or do on this platform anymore because when you do it, you get a strike. You play Senate testimony, you get canceled by YouTube. So I'm going to say it again. Rockfin, ROKFIN.com. Free account. But if you do want to financially support me, it's a great way to do it by making that premium account, and you get everybody's premium stuff after the fact. Guys, thank you so much. And by the way, Fabled Enemies is now up here in about the highest quality you can get for free. So another reason to get over to the Rockfin. Love you, and see you on the flip side.